He looked at her, then at her daughter. With a cold smile, he said, "Your mom sounds like a child." The silence that followed cut deeper than the insult itself. People say words don't kill, but sometimes they quietly erase who you are. She never shouted. She was always kind, calm, her voice soft and warm, almost musical. But he turned that beauty into shame. At first, it sounded like a joke. He'd mimic her tone at dinner, laugh, and say she talked too sweet, too childish. She smiled politely, but her daughter didn't. When he saw their reactions, he laughed louder. "Relax, I'm joking," he said. But the look in his eyes was never playful. It was cold, measuring, almost satisfied. At night, she sat in the bathroom, staring at the mirror. She tried speaking differently, lowering her voice, forcing strength into softness. It didn't sound like her anymore. The next morning, her daughter asked, "Mom, why are you talking like that?" And she realized. She was trying to sound acceptable. At a family dinner, he said it again, this time louder. "In my house, women should sound mature, not like little girls." And just like that, he made her voice, the one thing that made her unique, something to be ashamed of. She laughed nervously, but deep down, she felt a quiet humiliation crawling under her skin. He wasn't teasing. He was training her to shrink. He began correcting everything. The way she spoke, dressed, moved. "You're too nice," he said. "People won't respect you if you act soft." But what he really meant was, "I don't respect you." Each word from him felt like sandpaper, scraping away her confidence. The woman who once spoke with lightness now whispered with fear. He said it again, this time in front of her daughter. "Your mother's voice is strange, almost fake." Her daughter froze. And in that moment, she realized the humiliation was no longer silent. Stories like this show that not everything is as it seems. If you want to follow more real stories like this one, subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes. That night, she lay awake, her heart pounding. His words echoed in her head like a broken record. She wondered if silence was safer than speaking at all. But the next morning, something shifted. Her daughter said, "Mom, I love your voice. It's the nicest sound in this house." For the first time, she smiled, not politely, but with quiet strength. He noticed the change. She no longer explained herself. She answered only when she wanted to, not when he demanded it. He raised his tone. "Don't ignore me," he snapped. But she wasn't ignoring him. She was saving her voice. Every word she didn't say became her shield. And every time she stayed silent, he grew smaller. The same voice he tried to humiliate was now her resistance, soft but unbreakable. In that silence, she began to remember who she was before him, a woman who spoke gently, but never weakly. She looked at him across the room. He spoke, demanded, criticized, but her eyes said everything. He had finally lost control and didn't even know it. They say people can change you with words, but sometimes the same words that once hurt you teach you what not to accept again. She didn't need to shout to be strong. Her calmness, once mocked, became her quiet rebellion, and her voice, the one he tried to erase, became the sound of her freedom.